Today, by this video series 95, let us learn another method of assessing the working capital finance to be extended to a manufacturing firm. The method is called as cash budget method. In my latest video series 94, we have learned working capital assessment of a manufacturing firm using maximum permissible bank finance method. Today we are going to learn another method called cash budget method. The cash budget method of working capital finance assessment. The Indian Bank Association (IBA) constituted a committee headed by Sri K. Kannan, the then chairman and managing director of Bank of Baroda, to examine all the aspects of working capital finance. The committee submitted its report on 25th of February 1997. Some of the recommendations of the committee were: 1. The committee proposed to shift emphasis from the liquidity level lending to cash deficit lending, except in cases of lending to small scale industries. Sales turnover method to be used in case of small scale industries. The committee further recommended that freedom to each bank be given in regard to evolving its own system of working capital finance for a faster credit delivery so as to serve various borrowers more effectively. Based on the report, the RBI got given full freedom to evolve an appropriate system for assessing working capital needs of the borrowers. Banks were also permitted to adopt cash budget system for assessing the working capital finance in respect of large borrowers. So the Kannan committee had introduced the method called as cash budget method in the banking system. Where is the cash budget is applied? 1. Industries where current assets are not visible, still they need working capital finance. Second one is agro-based activities. Then seasonal activities. They also suggested that while opening letter of credit, the cash budget method can be used by banks. As you are aware, when a bank opens a letter of credit, it guarantees payment to the seller if the bills are drawn as per the terms of sanction. So on the due date, the customer on whose behalf the LC is opened should have sufficient cash surplus to meet the liability. That is where while opening the letter of credit, banks use the cash budget method. Similarly, when a customer is seeking a short-term advance or an ad hoc credit facility for a certain period, this facility used. The very purpose is to find out on the due date whether the business is having sufficient cash surplus to service the debt. Cash budget method is also used in case of working capital finance of large advances. Kannan committee suggested that any manufacturing firm which needs a credit facility more than 500 lakhs, the cash budget method may be applied. Now the examples of industries. Industries where the current assets are not visible: software industry, construction activities. Agro-based industries examples are sugar, coffee, tea industries. Similarly, seasonal activities are mango or jackfruit pickle manufacturing activity, firecracker manufacturing, umbrella manufacturing. They are all having demand during a particular season. There, the raw materials for certain types of business like pickle manufacturing industry, the procurement of raw material is seasonal in nature. Similarly, to consider short-term or ad hoc loan for a shorter period and to consider working capital beyond 500 lakhs. These are some of the examples where the cash budget method is applied. Now, the basis of cash budget method is a business is having pure cash inflow and pure cash outflow. We will take into account only when the actual cash flows into the business and the actual cash flow goes out of the business. Now the cash flows, inflows and outflows in a business may happen on account of one, operating activity, number two, non-operating activity. In the non-operating activity, it is again divided into investing activity and financing activity. For the purpose of arriving at the working capital finance based on cash budget method, if the cash flow from operating activity, that is a cash outflow, is greater than the cash inflow due to operating activity, then there occurs a deficit because outflow is more than the inflow. In such cases, the deficit or the gap need to be financed as working capital finance. So in this case, the cash inflows into the business and cash outflows from the business are taken into account. If there occurs a deficit, that is, the cash outflow is greater than the inflow, the deficit or the gap need to be funded by way of working capital finance. Now, examples of cash inflows from operational activity. Cash sales. When a cash sale occurs, cash inflow takes place. Trade debtors collection. The business gives some time to the buyers to pay. On the due date, the buyers make payment. That is the trade debtors collection. In that particular period, the cash inflow happens. Receipt of advance from clients. When a buyer places an order, if he gives an advance, the cash inflow takes place. Now, examples of cash outflows from operational activity. Cash purchases, trade creditors payment, wages paid in cash, electricity bill payment in cash, administrative expenses paid in cash, selling expenses paid in cash, repair cost on machinery. All these expenses, when they are met by paying cash, cash outflow takes place. Now let us understand the cash inflows and outflows on account of financing activity. Cash proceeds from issuing equity shares or preference shares. Cash proceeds from issuing debentures, loans or bonds. Available if any loan from bank or others. Raising unsecured loans. Enhancement in working capital finance. On all these occasions, cash inflow takes place into the business due to financing activity. Now let us understand the examples of cash outflows from financing activity. Cash payment of interest, cash repayment of installments or amounts borrowed, etc. Now let us understand the examples of cash inflows and outflows from investment activity. Receipt of dividend from investment. The business makes investment in capital market and it receives the dividend. Sale of shares or debentures or bonds, etc. Sale of fixed assets, land, building, machinery, etc. Similarly, the cash outflows from investment activity are fresh investment in shares, debentures, bonds, etc. or purchase of fixed assets like land, building, machinery, equipment, vehicles, etc. Similarly, cash advances and loans to third parties other than loans and advances made by financial enterprises. On such occasions, the cash outflow takes place due to investment activity. Now, the basis of arriving at the cash budget method of assessment. We will ask the business or the borrowers to furnish the projected cash inflows and outflows on account of operating activity, investment activity, and financing activity, either quarterly basis or month-wise. Now, here I have taken the example of 4 quarters, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. First, we will take the cash inflows from operating activity, then cash outflows from operating activity. Then we will find out the net cash from operating activity. If the cash inflows are more, then there is a surplus. If the cash outflows are more, there is a deficit. To be eligible for working capital finance under cash budget method, there has to be a deficit from the cash flow of the operating activity in any one of the quarters or in any one of the months. Suppose in all quarters there is a surplus of cash from operating activity, then the business will not be eligible for working capital finance. Then we will also take into account the cash inflows from investment activity and cash outflows from investment activity. Then we will arrive at the net cash flow from investing activity, whether it is a surplus or deficit. The third item is the cash inflows from financing activity and the cash outflows from financing activity. Then we will arrive at the net cash flow from financing activity, whether there is a surplus or deficit. Once it is arrived at, let us understand how the working capital finance assessment is done. The net cash deficit from operating activity has to be there at least in one of the quarters. From there, we will deduct the cash surplus from investing and financing activity. Suppose the net cash deficit is there in case of a financing or investment activity, that net deficit will be ignored. Now, cash deficit eligible for financing, we worked out how net cash deficit from the operating activity minus cash surplus if it occurs from investment and financing activity. Then we arrive at the cash deficit eligible for financing. Then we will work out the cumulative deficit or surplus. If in all 4 quarters there is surplus from operating activity, the firm is not eligible for working capital finance. At least in 1 quarter, there should be cash deficit from operating activity. Among the 4 quarters, the peak cumulative cash deficit will be the sanction limit for the working capital finance. The deficit occurring in each quarter will be the drawing limit for that quarter. If in 1 quarter there is a surplus, the drawing limit will be 0. The cash surplus occurring from investment and financing activity should be deducted from the net cash deficit from operating activity if they are deficit. That is, if there is a deficit of cash on account of investment activity or financing activity, ignore the same. Let us now understand this concept with the help of an example. There are projections given for 4 quarters Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Cash flows from operating activity is 600, 700, 1100, 1200. Cash outflows is 1000, 900, 700, 900. So net cash flow from operating activity, surplus is indicated as positive, deficit is indicated as within bracket. So in the first 2 quarters, there is a deficit, 400 and 200. So naturally, the business is eligible for computation of working capital finance based on cash deficit. Now look at the first column, quarter 1. Cash inflows from investing activity is 120. Cash outflow from investing activity is 90. So there is a surplus of 30 from investing activity. Cash inflows from financing activity is 100. Cash outflows from financing activity is 80. There is again a surplus of 20. So we will take the net cash flow from operating activity, which is 400 deficit, less the cash surpluses from investing activity and financing activity is deducted. So the cash deficit eligible for financing will be 400 minus sum of 30 plus 20, which works out to 350. Now I will work out the cumulative deficit surplus. I am marking it as 350. Now let us go to the quarter number 2. In the quarter number 2, the net cash flow from operating activities a deficit minus 200. The investing activity also shows a deficit of 10. The financing activity also shows a deficit of 10. So we will ignore these 2 deficits. We will take the net cash deficit from operating activity. There is nothing to be deducted because both the other financing and investing activity are deficit. So the net cash flow eligible for financing is minus 200. I am adding it to minus 350 and now cumulative deficit becomes 550. Now let us go to the quarter number 3. There is a cash surplus from operating activity 400. The investment activity shows a negative minus 10. So we have to ignore it. But the financing activity shows a surplus of 20. Then we will take the surplus of 400. Then we will deduct 20 from there. The cash deficit eligible for financing 380. It is a surplus. Now when I take the deficit cumulative plus 380 plus minus 550, my cumulative deficit comes to 170. Now go to the quarter number 4. There again, the operating activity shows a surplus. The investment activity shows a deficit of 10. The financing activity shows a deficit of 10. I will ignore both of them. Then I will take the surplus of 300 from the operating activity. There is nothing to be deducted because both the cases, investing and financing, they are negative. So my cash eligible for financing is plus 300. I will add it to the minus 170. So I am getting a cumulative surplus of 130. Now I have the cumulative deficit of 350, 550, 170 in the first 3 quarters, and in the quarter number 4, it is a cumulative surplus of 130. Now the sanction limit is the peak cash deficit, which is occurring in Q2, that is 550. So 550 will be the sanction limit, and the drawing limit will be the deficit of each quarter. For the quarter number 1, the drawing limit will be 350. For the quarter number 2, the sanction limit and the drawing limit will be 550. And for the quarter number 3, the drawing limit will be 170. And the quarter number 4 being surplus, the drawing limit will be 0. I hope you have understood this clearly. There is another way of assessing working capital limit using cash budget method when 1. Quarter-wise profitability statement is available and quarter-wise balance sheet is available. This is available generally in case of the companies whose shares are traded in the capital market. There the formulas used is the cash inflow is equal to trade debtors outstanding at the beginning of the quarter plus the gross sales minus trade debtors outstanding at the end of the quarter. This will give you the cash inflow due to sales. And the cash outflow can happen due to 2 reasons. 1, the purchases of raw material. 2, by making expenses. The cash outflow for purchases is trade creditors outstanding at the beginning of the quarter plus purchases minus trade creditors outstanding at the end of the quarter. Similarly for expenses, creditors for expenses opening balance plus expenses incurred during the financial year minus creditors for expenses closing balance. With the help of these three formulas, we will be able to make a cash budget. Let us see how it works with an example. Here I have got the quarter-wise profitability estimates. We also have the figures of trade debtors outstanding at the beginning of the quarter, at the end of the quarter. We have the trade creditors outstanding at the beginning of the quarter, at the end of the quarter. Similarly, we have the creditors for expenses, opening balance and closing balance, and we have the purchase figures. Let us understand how it is done. Here in the cash outflows is trade creditors, opening balance, add purchases minus trade creditors closing balance. So the payment to creditors by way of cash for the 4 quarters will be 31, 38, 45, 51. Then for creditors for expenses, I have the opening balance 2, add expenses 47, deduct the closing balance for creditors expenses. So the actual payout by way of cash for the expenses is 47, 56, 65, 75. Now the sum total of A and B is the total cash outflows, which is 78, 94, 110, 126. Now to find out the cash inflows, I have the trade debtors opening balance, gross sales, add it, deduct the trade creditors closing balance. So I get the cash receipts through sales, which works out to 48, 57, 68, 77. I have already calculated the cash outflows 78, 94, 110, 126. So I work out the surplus or deficit. In this case, in all the 4 quarters, there is a deficit which is 30, 37, 42, 49. And the peak deficit is 49. So the sanction limit will be 49 and the drawing limit for each of the quarters will be 30, 37, 42, 49. Now we have learned 2 methods or 2 variants by means of which the cash budget method can be used for working capital assessment. So by this video series 95, we have learned working capital assessment of a manufacturing firm using cash budget method. Subscribe to this channel to receive intimation on my new videos. Please note that subscribing to this channel is free. Press the like button and share the information with your friends and colleagues. In my next video series 96, I shall come out with another interesting topic on lending. Thank you very much. Visit my website www.lendinghub.co.in. Thank you all.